Here's Michael Badgley now to get this one started. And we are underway in Southern California. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Come on, set. 70, Indy.
What you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go. Check.
There you go. Get it.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Delta. Look at me. Go.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And finally down at the 32-yard line. All told, it's an even 30 and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Lock now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Locke. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
Now Jones. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop them.
One back in the game. That's Jones, 2nd and goal. Here's Locke to throw. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is 3rd and goal.
56.
Locke now on 3rd and goal. And it'll be intercepted. John Johnson with the INT. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts.
180.
Check. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Check.
They'll run. This is Melvin Gordon. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
At the 24-yard line.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
I'm here all day.
Now gone. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Now on 2nd and 13. Goff. Rashawn Gary. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Hey, let's go. Go, ground. Ground.
A shotgun snap for Goff. He's going to let it go. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Hey, check 24. Hey, kill.
Out of the gun. Goff. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. So a pretty shaky start here for both sides.
Yeah, each quarterback's throwing a ball to the other team. Do you think on both sidelines they're sitting them down and saying, okay, remember, this is the color jersey we're wearing. They're wearing the other color. Let's make sure we get it to our guys, please.
6-6, pull it high.
After the turnover, here's Locke. He gets this to Devontae Adams. It's a gain of 16 and a 1st down for the green and gold. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Undercross.
Lock now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
And just 1 tick to go, so this will obviously be the final play of this 1st quarter.
Hey, what's that? Check right 54. Right 54.
Lock again here on 2nd and 10. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. From the shotgun to give to Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down. His 1st carry of their 2nd drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their 1st drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
You draw corporate. Check. Walk 54. Yo, faster. Get it.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jarek McKinnon. And despite the good footwork, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the 1st down marker is here on 3rd. Throwing his Lock on 3rd down. Looking deep for Adams. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams. 46 yards as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Cody Parkey is on now for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers.
Makes the score Packers 7, Chargers 0.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. Here's Goff. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Protein spill.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says.
Let's go.
Here we go. 70, Indy. 5.
Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4, Mike 5-4.
After the penalty, it's Jones. Flashed the stick skills on that run, but then stopped shy of the 35. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Set, ready. 18 Gator. 54, right, 54. We ain't giving up nothing today. 5.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Block. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7.
Check 3.
22 jet bombers. 22 jet bombers.
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike.
Right.
Watch 54.
Ready.
Block going to throw. And that will be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And Parkey's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit. Like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Goff now looking to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack.
Tremendous read and reaction by the defensive tackle. And frankly, partner, it's not that often the DTs have that type of easy access back to the quarterback. Never bought the play-action fake.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Goff now to throw. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Third and long. It's gone. And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. Kenny Clark able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. And he's got this down to the 35. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Now left side on the swing pass. A very solid gain of 27.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
60 or. Check. Come.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. They look to throw. It's locked. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll try and run it in with Jones. And the second effort gets him in. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones taking it in. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. Parkey adds the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And some room to roam now. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. So that's now 3 first-half interceptions, and that last one even costlier as it's returned for 6 points. So as a quarterback, how do you regain your focus?
Well, QB 101 says you never show them that you're sweating. Still act like you're the guy, that you've thrown 6 touchdown passes, not 3 interceptions. But he's human. He's got to face up to his teammates. He's got to own up to that. See if he can brace up and also not look over his shoulder and see his backup starting to warm up. It's going to be a tough one for him.
The Charger drive about to get going. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Chargers going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long. Goff now looks to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 45. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing on first down is Locke. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Locke. He's going to let this go for the end zone. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. Just 34 yards on the punt there, no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Charger drive about to get going. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will. I think a lot of people...
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 35. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So that PI call will give him one more play.
And it'll be an untimed play as well. Now the half will end after this one, unless there's another defensive penalty.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And some space here. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Couple of very nice carries to start this drive out.
Yeah, 2 first downs. And how about that second one? What a nice run on that particular play. I'm telling you, they're going to start to think that this game is easy if they continue to rip off yardage like this.
And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Tiger.
They'll try the air now with Gall. That's taken in by Callaway. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Dixon complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Back to the ground now with Gordon. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They run the counter. Garland. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Back to throw. Goff. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll go again to Jones. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
54. All good. All good.
Yes, yes.
Go get him. Mike's 54.
Fight.
On first down, Locke. Throwing right, and that's complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Let's go. 15.
Locke now, 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%. And it's first and 10. Throwing now is Locke. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
And darn right, they did something to disrupt that timing.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Out. Hey, Zeus.
Clock will try again on 2nd down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
It's a party now. It's a party now.
After the interception, here's Goff. And he's got this one complete to Callaway. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. 25 yards that time.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Gone. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Now Goff. Well, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Hey, let's get there. Check 52.
From the gun, here's Goff. And he's going to go down again.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It's taken to the 26. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him as it is. It'll go as a 19-yard return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. With this lead and the football, things obviously looking good. But maybe, you've taught me this before, maybe this is where the defense is hoping that the offense helps them preserve that shutout that they've got going.
And it has to be in the minds of the offense that they know how rare it is to get a shutout. So take care of them, protect them, take care of the ball, move it downfield, run the clock down, You don't want your defense to have to go on the field again the rest of the game. Reward them.
Again, it's Jones. Spins past him. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 22. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step 1. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. Now they're going to get about 3 here out of this 1st down run, and that'll bring up 2nd and 7. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again. Here I come.
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Looking to throw. Holmes. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Following the penalty, here's Gordon. Jair Alexander up to make the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest game, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Out to his left. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Packers pick it up. And he's got some space here. Look at the big man rumble. And he will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Green Bay touchdown. Now Parkey for the extra point. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
That one good for 24 yards. On 1st and 10, Holmes sets up the screen to Gordon. Only 3 there on the screen at second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good. And
because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
I'm going back to you. Check safety, check safety.
Now they run from the gun with Gordon. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, Holmes. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call. And you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all of that yardage. That would be a big play.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
44 is the mic, 44 is mic. Check, check.
On 4th down, Holmes. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Rashawn Gary. And this defense will take over right at midfield.
Hey, take your socks out back to huddle. Socks out back to huddle.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on.
Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out and picked up by the Chargers. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit and, in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
The Charger drive about to get going. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're and pressure coming, and they got him once again.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
A gain of 6 yards. It's 4th down.
So it's all over. A Green Bay victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Packers, you can't ask for a better